nothing in particular on minds in minds to chat about. So we'll just see how this goes, guys. We'll see how this whole thing goes. Yeah, no, I always got like way too much going on in here. Got the air on wrong, but I'm out, and I've got my coffee. I've got my coffee this morning. Actually, I'm drinking espresso, just straight espresso. Um, for the first time, I'm drinking Cafe Bustelo. So we'll see how that works out. My sister pointed out on the Keurig. She's like, "You see this little thing down here? That's what you should be making your espresso with, not like a whole cup of coffee. That's way too much." And I was like, "Well, what if I just not make it strong like I normally do?" She's like, "Definitely don't make it strong, but you really should not be drinking a whole cup of espresso." And I guess that was sort of explained why yesterday when I was out, I was kind of up all day, all night. Like, how did I make it through this entire day like this? Because normally what I do when I am making my coffee is I'll fill the little pod filter up with mostly Javalia, and then I'll do maybe a half a teaspoon of espresso, and I'll make it strong, and it's all good. Yesterday I did a full K cup pod size thingy of espresso alone, and I hit the strong button, and I was just like vibing out, not sleepy at all yesterday, which is odd for me because I usually go to bed really early, and sometimes I have to be up early at my professional driving job. So I get up early. So when I get tired at night, nothing else matters. I go to sleep unless I'm hungry. So sometimes I'll have that. Are you hungry or are you sleepy? I'm both. Which one matters most? And a lot of times, sleep wins. Most of the time, sleep wins, unless there's something that I can just, go whip up. Sleep wins. I will take sleep over food, and then I'll do ridiculous stuff like get up in the middle of the night and cook a whole meal. I did that like last week. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what I cooked, but I did. I made like a full plate of food at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. A full plate of dinner food. So let's chat about that. Let's talk about food, y'all. Let's talk about food because I am going to a place where they have consistently not fed me enough or at the right times, or when I want or need to eat. But I've survived. I mean, I guess it's pretty helpful that I have cut out meat for Lent because that cuts out a lot of that extra eating that I do, a lot of extra calories. So it could be a good thing. If I just get some water and stay dehydrated, I'm fine during the day. I didn't need to, when you really think about it, when you are honest and true about dieting or eliminating things from your diet, you'll start to realize that you were eating or drinking a lot of things that weren't really good for you, that were added extra calories, extra all sorts of things to your diet that you didn't need. Sometimes you didn't even want. One thing, speaking about food, I'm just going to be so random about talking about food, is one thing I am not a stress eater. When I get stressed, I stop eating. Not like Gandhi stop eating, but I'll stop eating. I won't eat as much. My appetite will not be the same. I'll be disgusted. So most of the time, when I'm stressing, if I stress, it's because something or someone needs to be eliminated from my life. And when those things happen, when I have especially someone that needs to be eliminated from my life, me literally sick to my stomach. So I had a period where gonna start talking about my period now. I had a period in time where a particular person, whenever I would have an interaction with them or someone would speak to me about them, I would get sick. I would, no lie, I would have to have a bowel movement because of this person, the interaction with this person, or a conversation about this person, because they like work my nerves that bad. That's bad. So it's really become a thing for me when I literally get sick of people, and if the thought of if me thinking of you or me thinking about something that you've done or said to me makes me sick enough to have a bowel movement, it's time to go. Because who needs that? I need my bowel movements to be based on what I'm eating or drinking. My digestive system. So I need my bowel movements to be based on my regular digestive system, not because someone has irritated my bowels by their presence or their voice or them speaking or me even hearing about them and all. So there's that, and I'm gonna move on because who needs to hear about that? It's I have interesting thoughts while I'm talking. So I said, who needs to hear about that? But people have weird fetishes, so you never know what somebody wants to hear about. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to satisfy somebody's weird fantasy about bowel movements today. So we're just going to move on and talk about the glow up. No, we're not. We're going to talk about food. I'm going to stick to food because yesterday I was sitting next to a person, and this is how messed up I am about food. These are the conversations that I was having about food. So this person that I was sitting next to said that they were somewhere, and they had a salmon egg roll. And then we talked, and other things happened around us, and then we had a break to talk again. I was like, so about those salmon egg rolls, what was in them? How did they taste? Were they good? And he was like, I guess, they were good. They weren't bad. And I was like, do you know what was in them? Like, that's how I am about food. And then I was having another conversation. Somebody mentioned getting snacks, right? And so the next break, I'm like, so about those snacks, what kind of snacks are you going to pull up to? So ridiculous. That's how ridiculous I am about snacks. So with that, the person said they were getting chips, right? And then I gotta throw out my suggestion for chips. Hey, welcome in. So if you like chips, and if you like the kettle chips, kettle fried chips, or however they make them, I love Kettle brand. So there's actually a brand of kettle chips called Kettle brand, and I usually love all of the new flavors, right? So they have a pepperoncini, whatever. I don't know how to say the word. I'm not seeing the words, so I can't say the word, but I think that's right. Pepperoncini, Kettle brand chip, and I love that. I love it. I just ate it. So they go on sale, and I just buy them, just buy the boatload. Not really, but as a figure of speech. Hey, can you stay over in your lane, my guy? Like, this dude is in his car leaning to the left, and he's also making his car lean to the left edge of the lane, and I'm not happy with that because that's coming towards me. So Kettle brand chips. So I saw a new flavor of Kettle brand about a month ago, and I am absolutely in love with it. I'll tell you what it is first before I lose my whole train of thought. It is truffle and sea salt. So truffle, if you do not know, truffles they grow underground, and they're harvested. You have to have like a nice little dog to help you hunt the truffles, and I've only seen it done on TV. I have not hunted. I had the dogs out hunting for truffles underground, but they have a strong garlicky flavor, and I am all into anything in the garlic, onion, family, like shallots, garlic, truffle, lots of onion, all that stuff. I love those flavors to cook. Like I will cook something good and like drown it, but I put garlic on whatever. I love garlic, so I love a really garlicky flavor. And so Kettle Brand chips has a truffle and sea salt chip. It comes in a cute little purple bag. It's absolutely a gorgeous purple. So if you're looking for it, just look for that nice little bright pop of color. It's almost like a pastel, gorgeous purple color, the Kettle Brand chips. So I was explaining to this gentleman that I was speaking to that this whole thing about the Kettle Brand chips, because he said that he was going to maybe stop for a snack, and I'm so addicted to food that I had to have this conversation and tell him about this Kettle Brand chip. So I hope they're a little salty. I'm going to tell you, they're a little salty. I feel like a lot of the flavors in this brand get a little salty, and it's just for me. So they'll give a suggestion for the suggested serving size, but I'm eating like a half a bag at a time. So of course I'm going over the limit. So when you eat chips like that, yeah, you're bound to have like too much sodium. One day I'm going to do a little experiment, and I'm going to try to eat the suggested serving size, and then I'm going to show you all how much more over the suggested serving size that I actually eat or drink. Like right now, I'm drinking espresso, Cafe Bustelo. My sister is like, you're supposed to hit the bottom thing and drink a shot of espresso. I hate that I say that word. If I'm not thinking about it, I say the word wrong. So that's why I always correct myself, because espresso does not have an X in it. It has 3 S's. So it's espresso, y'all. Espresso, for anybody who is out there saying, can I have an extra shot of espresso? It's not espresso, it's espresso. 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 No X's in there. In case somebody wanted a spelling lesson this morning from me, I was also told that my best friend has been calling me a teacher for years, and someone asked me yesterday if I was in that field. I mean, aren't we all teachers? No, we are not. We are not all teachers. There are some people that could not teach an ant to not go drown. We are not all teachers. We all should be open to learning something. Nevertheless, anywho, so back to these salmon egg rolls. So I had this conversation. The gentleman that I was talking to about the salmon egg rolls had no idea how they were made, what was in them. And as a matter of fact, it was so funny, because I thought he looked like this person that I see on Instagram who goes around and does like this food blog locally. And I kept looking like, is that him? And I wanted to ask him. And then when he didn't know what was in this salmon egg roll, I chalked it up. That wasn't him, because he's all about food and eating. He's really a foodie. He would have probably broken down the ingredients in this salmon egg roll to me, like, as soon as I asked about it. So it wasn't him, y'all. But so the thought of these salmon egg rolls, and the fact that I feel like I haven't been fed properly over the last week while I've been away from home, prompted me to get up this morning like running. I jumped in the car, ran to the grocery store. Makes no sense, right? I jumped in the car and ran to the grocery store. I jumped in the car, drove like a NASCAR driver to the grocery store. And but before that, I found a recipe that was to my liking, easy enough. It's kind of disgusting. It's kind of like really disgusting to see some of the stuff that people pass off as edible food. So I was looking for a salmon egg roll recipe. I've never had any before. I've been a little weirded out about the new stuff that people do to seafood and fish. Like the fried lobster, the fried salmon. It wears me out because I love seafood, I love fish, and I prefer it not to be fried. I know there's some things, some fish that I absolutely have to have fried, but some of the stuff, when you start frying lobster, that's a little over the top. So I've yet to try that, like fried lobster, fried crab legs, fried salmon. I don't think I want to venture off into any of that stuff. It doesn't appeal to me. But if there's a chef out there that's like, you gotta try it, I'll make it for you. You'll love it. I'm gonna sit down to your table. Just tell me when and where, and be nice. Don't be a criminal. Don't be like a creep that's inviting me over, and then you got Leatherface coming out of the back room. Don't do that, because I legally have a weapon. So I'm just not with the shits, is what I'm saying. So if there's a chef, just like, you have to try it, I'm all for that. Just reach out to me. Good morning, y'all. I know there may be somebody out there that's like, we can't even talk, this girl can't see us talking. But join me on HAPS, HAPPS. Download the app and follow me, Tamiko Perryman, and then you can come over here and chat with me, especially when I'm out in the car. When I'm at home, I usually have a laptop open and I can see some of the other platforms where people are commenting. So right now I am streaming on Facebook and probably pages. I don't think I'm in any of my groups right now. I'm not sure. My personal page, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, all live. I'm waiting patiently to be able to also stream live to Instagram. So hey to everybody, any and everybody who is out there watching me live. If you're watching the replay, hey, what's going on? What you doing? What was you doing when I was out driving at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? So anyway, this morning, hey y'all, welcome in. Good morning, afternoon, depending on where you are, evening. So I jumped in the car, went to the store, because I decided to make these salmon egg rolls this morning just to get something tasty in my belly. And I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for a salmon egg roll recipe, I kind of winged it. I saw what was in the recipe, and then I put the stuff together the way that I wanted to. So in this recipe, it calls for cooked salmon. Makes sense, right? We don't want raw salmon in an egg roll that we're just, going to get in some hot grease. Cooked salmon, whipped cream cheese, sun-dried tomatoes to taste, because we know that sun-dried tomatoes can stand on their own. Artichoke hearts to taste. That's another sucker that can just stand on its own. I love artichoke hearts. Capers. What else? What else is in there? I think that's it may have called for like some lemon juice or whatever. I've totally forgot about that by the time I got home. It didn't call for any veggies. I just did it on my own. I put some onion, I diced some onions, I diced some red pepper, red bell pepper, some either orange or yellow bell pepper. I can't remember which one I had cut, but a couple bell peppers, some onions, sauteed them in some olive oil. Yum 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 yum. Get that stuff all hot. What did I do? So the salmon that I use, I usually take the salmon, just a smoked salmon that you get in the grocery store. I think I grabbed it in Publix the other day, and I usually like make a cheese board, put the salmon on there, the capers, some red onions, blah blah blah. So I was like, I'm using that salmon, so I dumped that salmon in there. I chopped everything all up real good. About a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of that whipped cream cheese, those onions and peppers. When I went to the store this morning to get some egg roll wraps, they only had these vegan egg roll wraps. So I was like, I'm gonna use the vegan egg roll wraps, whatever. They worked out perfectly fine. So I whipped this stuff up, rolled it into the egg roll, got me some hot ass grease. With the amount of ingredients that I had, I was able to make like 7 decent size salmon rolls, salmon egg rolls. They're not egg rolls because there's no egg in it. It's just salmon rolls, I guess. They were so good. And then when I was in the store, I was like, that would be really tasty with some yum yum sauce. So I did buy some yum yum sauce, and that's what I did to them. They were so good. I probably should have eaten more before I left the house, but I had to like get my butt ready to get out on the track. And when I say track, I don't mean like I'm a woman of the night. Clearly, it's the day. I mean on the NASCAR track because I'm a professional driver. If you all did not know, no, I'm just saying I'm not really. But if you saw me talking yesterday, I said I may as well. I'm a professional driver at heart. I wish I was able to drive NASCAR. I'm looking for a sponsor who would also teach me how to drive NASCAR because I'm with it. I'm with the shits. So if anybody is looking for a 49-year-old African American woman who is a beginning NASCAR driver, come on. I need some sponsorship. I will love it. I will love it. Oh gosh. So I hope you are having a great Sunday morning. It's a beautiful day. I'm not even in my neighborhood anymore, but it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood that I'm in right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. 64 degrees in Georgia. I'm far east of Atlanta right now, headed to wherever I go. Just be out in the streets, just driving, just, making the gas companies richer. Just what I do all day is just drive gas out of the car, make somebody else rich. Um, so that's always fun. And that's always fun. I appreciate everybody who comes on and watches my little nonsensical chats during the day. I appreciate it. So it really helps me out a lot. It helps me. I'm gonna tell you in this way. It helps me because then I don't have to think about like something ignorant that may have happened in my life a couple of weeks ago. So it keeps my mind off of dumb stuff to be able to sit and chat with you all, and then you get a little bit of insight into me, the queen of everything, Tamiko Perryman. So I don't know if anybody's noticed. I hope nobody's like tracking. Like, okay, she leaves home and she drives, and then she gets on the expressway and she drives east for 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden she is where she is, and then they start to follow me. I just think like that because there are people are weird, and don't be offended when I say y'all weird because I make a t-shirt that just says y'all weird, and it's really it's all encompassing because sometimes I'm weird too. So I'm part of the y'all. But we all know that there are a lot of people out here that are just really, really different, and they'll do stuff like that. They'll track you. So I don't even like when I go walking around my neighborhood. I never share the map. Like in Samsung Health, you can share the map of where you walk. I never share that map. I never, ever, absolutely never, ever. I'm not the person that goes, well, I'm going to walk every day at 8 o'clock. No, I'm not doing that because I don't want some weirdo like watching me out their house saying, oh, she walks past here. I watch a lot of TV, and TV, although it goes and says that, it's fictional, the stories are coming from somewhere. The stories are coming from somebody's reality, and I don't want to be a part of somebody's reality. I don't want my story of my life to be ripped from the headlines or anything like that. So I try to protect myself and be safe in that aspect. And it's just a word to the wise, a word to the unwise. Just protect yourself while you're out here in this world. It's all nice to be innocent, cute, pure, and just learning, but naivety is sometimes people take advantage of you because of that. You're just naive. You're just tiptoeing through the tulips every day of your life. So, just learn a thing or two about protecting yourself, especially when you are online or out in public, even with your friends, not just alone, but when you're with your friends, just protect yourself because there are a lot of people out here that are not interested in you being safe, happy, or healthy all the time. And that's just a little bit of word of truth from Tamiko. So I am almost at where I'm supposed to be, and it seems like over the past couple of days when I've been live, I keep getting notifications. And I usually don't even have the volumes on my phone, so I don't even know why I'm getting notifications coming through while I'm live. Nevertheless, I'm almost at where I'm supposed to be. So I'm gonna let you cool people go. I appreciate y'all. Have a great rest of your day. I hope that the sun is shining over you. You've had something uplifting happen in your life. If you've done something great, congratulations. If you're working on something great, you go. Have a beautiful day. I appreciate y'all. Bye.